So this is the cupboard that I keep the Christmas decorations in, alongside the electricity meter and spare toilet rolls and various other items. An old computer is in there as well, an old PC from the 1990s. So hopefully I haven't stored too much junk on top of the Christmas decoration box, because I could be here sometime. Oh, yes, I have found my Christmas tree. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was in there or in the cupboard in the living room, but I'm sure, hang on, it's going to, oh, yeah, oh gosh, oh. Yeah, oh. See the mighty monster Christmas tree. Small story behind this. When my mum died, I inherited it. Yeah, that's right, she left it to me in her will. No, I'm not really joking. I cleared her house and ended up with bits and pieces like this. And it was a perfectly good Christmas tree that she used once, literally once, probably for about a week, because me, my brother and sister decided that, well, no, I think it was decided amongst us that the Christmas family gathering, the one that we have every year, was going to be at my mother's house. So we kind of forced ourselves upon her, which is the way we really had to do it, because if we didn't say, Mum, we're visiting, she would easily have had loads of excuses as to why not. I remember when I was going down there to look at a venue for something, and I said, oh, I'm coming down in, I think it was June. I said, I'm coming down in June. I'll pop in and have a cuppa. She said, I won't be in. I was like, what? She said, oh, I won't be in. I said, what do you mean you won't be in? She said, oh, well, I work, and she worked very part-time. I think it was about 10 hours a week. She said, well, I work and I won't be in. I said, but Mum, I've not even told you what day I'm coming down yet. So we forced ourselves on her that Christmas, and she was forced to get a tree. I mean, she didn't have to. We didn't need to have decorations, you know, we were there to see family, but she forced herself to get a tree. So it was this one. It's about 3 feet tall, yeah, 3 foot pre-lit green tree, and managed to sort of chuck 2 bits of tinsel on it. So that was that was good. But you know, sounds like I'm slagging my mother off. I'm not really much, but at least she made the effort. So when she died, I ended up with this. If I was having loads of visitors over Christmas, but I don't, but that's fine, you know, I'm not unhappy about that. But if I was, then I might make the effort to get a bigger tree or a real tree. But this, and I've got a smaller tree as well. So lights on that one, and just so I don't need a tree as a centre, you know, a central focal point. It's just nice to have a little one up, because, you know, where's Santa going to put the presents when he turns up? The box of Christmas decorations. And I will now take this into the other room and and cough all the dust up. I'll take this into the other room and we can go through the decorations and see what I've got and have a bit more of a chat about Christmas. Shh, don't tell anyone. Under that mound of salad, somewhere, is a large chicken shish, which isn't too unhealthy, is it? I was going to say it isn't too healthy. It isn't too unhealthy, but it probably doesn't help that I do enjoy my burger sauce on it. Oh well. So, I've had my cheeky lunch, and now I'm on a mattress, ready to sift through my decoration stash. I'll just see what we've got. So, are we ready? A Tesco bag with tinsel and I should have made sure to have some water near me. And lametta. Now this was very, very popular in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. It was usually this one, the silver one, and you would decorate your tree and then basically drape this all down it so that it looked like cascades of silver. And it could be tacky, but at the same time, when I look at photos of trees covered in lametta from back then, it's so nostalgic. I don't think people would do it now, mind you. It might come back into fashion like everything else does. But nowadays, people like no, I'll take that back. The fashion is very simple trees, not too much tinsel. You've got your baubles and maybe some ribbons, and then it's, yeah, sort of quite influencer type stylish. I think you know what I mean when I say influencer, where everything is very sort of whatever the colour scheme is this year. We've had, funnily enough, having said that, when I was in Asda looking at the Christmas decorations in there, the colour scheme this year seems to be very grey, silver, with a kind of muted gold, like a not a bright yellow gold, like a very soft gold, which I don't know if I've got. Like, let's see what we've got. Anyway, I've got some turquoise ones here, 2 lots of lametta turquoise ones. Yeah, a couple of turquoise ones. They actually, I need to stop flapping this around because the dust is really going to get to me. They were actually my mum's from the tree that I was talking about earlier. Then we've got some silver. This one, actually, I think I'm going to throw because, well, I'm not, well, I'll see. I'll see. I might not throw it. I might make a note for next year to get another one. I don't know. But, oh, God, it's just awful. It's a bit tarnished. Right. And then there's some more silvery ones, which I think that might be my mum's as well because it's the same chunkiness as that one. And then another one, oh, this one needs, I think this one might, oh, I don't know, it might be the shadow. But it looks a bit tarnished, but again, I think I need to replenish my silver tinsel stocks. I do like silver tinsel because it makes it feel very frosty. Excuse the faces I'm making. It's so dusty. Considering they were kept in this bag all year, they are so dusty. And they were in that bag, in a box, in a cupboard, and they're so dusty. Anyway, these are strands. So it's like another sort of tinsel, strands of iridescent stars. I'm not going to untangle them now because, quite frankly, I can't be bothered. Oh, these are my lights, my red and yellow stars, and they go around my kitchen door every year. There's something lovely about having that around the kitchen door. I can see them from where I sit at my computer. I feel very festive. So This one was my mother's, and I wouldn't have bought this myself. But it was my mum's, and she only used it 1 year, that year that I was telling you about, that we forced ourselves on her. And it's just a nice little nod. It needs a dust. Nice little nod to, you know, somebody that I've lost. And she totally wasn't into hearts and flowers and things. So there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of irony in that, that she just wasn't that type of person, and yet she bought a heart-shaped wreath. So this feels like more lights. It is more lights. Ah, my trusty Merry Christmas sign. Every house should have one. Not necessarily this one, but it's always nice to have a welcoming sign. Oh yes, now these were given to me, and I've never used them yet, and I don't know what to use them for, so I think I might just turn them into like fancy earrings and sell them on Etsy. They're chunky enough to have been from the 1980s. Because I've actually got chunky red heart acrylic earrings from the 1980s. And actually I've lost one. I don't know where one is. So if you see a chunky red heart earring somewhere, there's mine. But yeah, always loved having, I think we called it junk jewellery back in the 1980s. It obviously wasn't fine jewellery. I just realised I was hunched over. Hunchback. Sit up straight, Tracy. This is one of the reasons why I sit like this, because it gives you a straight back. You have to sit with a straight back. But then I was sort of leaning more and more and more forwards because of the tinsel and the decorations. Now, I have an inflatable Santa, and I have an inflatable snowman, and an inflatable reindeer. And those were actually for, not the inflatable Santa, I don't know why I didn't blow that one up, but those were actually for when we had a Christmas family do 2 years ago, I think it was. And so the kids were playing with them, so that was fun. They were pound shop, so the price of them, have a guess. More lights. Oh, these are good. These are good. Now then, we all like some beads. And I think I don't think I bought them all in one go, but you know when you go, well, let's have those. So I've ended up with 3 colours. So that's, oh, excuse that noise. If you can hear that noise, they are constructing something else. I'm in the middle of a construction zone and have been since, because it wasn't always like that. They weren't always constructing stuff around here, but since about 2017-ish, they've been building and putting building after building after building after building up. And I'm now starting to feel a bit hemmed in, even though I am right up in the sky. But the noise, when we had the COVID, when we had all the COVID lockdowns, oh, peace. Wonderful, because nobody was on site, so nothing was happening. Anyway, I digress. These stars hold very happy memories for me. I used to work in Woolworths. I was only there for about 6 months, but my first month was over Christmas. Well, first month, 6 weeks was over Christmas. So I'd started working in Woolworths in November 1998. Yes, that long ago. And a few doors down was a Clinton's Cards. And in the window were these, strung up kind of, I can't do it. I feel like I need to cough. Excuse me if my voice is wibbling. The dust is getting to me again. So you imagine like zigzaggy. I can't even do it, but yeah, sort of like better than that. Anyway, so zigzagged across the front window in their display, and these actually came from Woolworths, but Clinton's the shop manager, whoever, had gone and bought them from Woolworths and done the display. Now, I loved them. I loved the way that they looked in the window. I was going through a bit of a phase of just really liking stars and crescent moons and things. I was younger, you know, I was allowed to be a little bit bonkers. But we all do get fixated on things, that sometimes, don't we? You know, some people more than others. But at the time I was going through a thing about moon and stars. I still do like moon and stars, and I'm rattling now, I'm waffling, I'm sorry about that. But so I would admire these, and I liked them, and I would see them in Woolworths and I would be liking them. But at the time I was skint because I only just started working at Woolworths. And when you start work, even now, you know, when you first start work and your I don't like calling them benefits, your welfare checks stop. And then you've got to wait, sometimes maybe 6 weeks or 7 weeks until you get your first pay packet, which is what happened here. And I had 2 children that needed to be fed more than over buying Christmas decorations. Anyway, at that Woolworths was a lady called Pauline, and she was amazing. And we hit it off straight away. We had very similar humour, quite cheeky, sometimes a little bit filthy, but like, you know, it was Carry On film type filth. Like, it was the double meanings. You weren't actually sure if she was talking about that or whether she was talking about that. And we used to make each other laugh so much. She was, I can't remember how much older she was than me. Something like 16 years, I think, something like that. She was certainly in her early 40s, and I was mid-20s. But we hit it off so well. She was like the naughty aunt that I never had. I mean, seriously, from the moment that we met, we became best friends. We just was like Pauline and Tracy. That was it. And she had this amazing laugh. It was just like a cackle. I can't even replicate it. She was so wonderful, warm, giving, generous, lovely, funny, just so really, really lovely. So she knew that I liked these stars and that I was skint. And one day she turns up, comes up to the counter. I used to work on what was called the record bar. Comes up to the record bar and just goes, "Here you go." Like, you know, it was hanging on the card, you know. And I was like, "What? Why are you showing me this? They're yours. I got them for you." I can't even do the voice. She had this cute voice. Like, "I got them for you, love." And so I was still confused. I'm like, "What? What?" She's got, "You wanted them. You've got them. Now shut up." And off she stomped. She bought me them. She bought me my stars, which I've now tangled up with the other stars because I was slamming them around. Anyway, yes, so she bought me my stars. And that's why I keep them. That's one of the reasons why I keep them to this day. My lovely Pauline bought me these. Now, I don't know if you have picked up on the fact that I'm talking about Pauline in the past tense. And that's because, sadly, in November 2013, she died. and my best friend was gone. And I still miss her. And it's this time of year that people who are gone from your life are missed even more. As the years pass, more and more people disappear from your life. Sometimes forever, for good. And it's occasions like Christmas. Even if you hate Christmas, Christmas is a constant. It comes every year. It comes round every year. And the memories of Christmases past come back. And alongside those come the memories of the people who have passed. Anyway, my little string of Christmassy... I did have some bells and they've gone. Yeah, so my little Christmassy... I've no idea what they are. My little Christmassy. And they're bells. So they'll be strung across a door and spaced out better. And then, now, this, I have to show you. Actually, these are just Christmas cards and things. I think I picked them up when they're like about 5p in the supermarket, just in case someone goes, don't get any Christmas. Where's my Christmas card? I don't do cards. I do words. I do speaking on the phone. And if I see something that you might like, you might be lucky to get a present. But I don't do cards. Anyway, this wasn't what I was going to show you, but this is the plate that my grandchildren used on a Christmas Eve to put the mince pie, special drink and carrot out for Santa and Rudolph. And that would go under the tree. And then, of course, in the morning, there'd be a couple of crumbs and the case of the mince pie. There'd be the end of the carrot that Rudolph didn't want to eat. And the special drink, there'd be like a drip left in it because, you know, they're in a rush. And Santa and Rudolph can't just like take everything off the plate so that there's an empty plate in the morning. You have to have, you know, Santa and Rudolph have to leave crumbs and ends and bits. Otherwise, it didn't happen. But this is what I wanted to show you. Now, I might actually put these in my tree this year for the... Oh, look. What the... These are tangled up. No, they're not. Right, yeah. They're all a bit bent. A couple of them a bit bent. Anyway, they're all different. I don't know if you can see. Don't know if you can see. That one says Merry Christmas. That one is candy canes and a bow. That one's Santa. That one is the Nativity with Joseph and Mary and the donkey and the star. That one's a snowflake. And that one is... Oh God, that one is making my eyes boggle. That's Santa with the reindeer going over a house. Now, it was a set of 6 that I bought from a local shop before pound shops were a thing. You know, before Poundland was a thing. We would have... Sorry about the noise, if you can hear that. We would have shops that sold things for £1. They would be pound shops, but they weren't called Poundland or Pound Stretchers or anything. But not everything that they sold was £1, you know, but they were cheapo stuff. So like a Christmas hardware type thing. And I went in there and it would have been my I'm just trying to think. I don't think it was the first Christmas because I didn't have a tree. The first Christmas after I left home, left my parents' home, my eldest daughter was a baby, didn't have a tree that year. The second Christmas did have a tree. I'm trying to work this out. So I did have a tree. So I've got a feeling it was that Christmas. So that's going back about 35 years. And I had to buy Christmas decorations, obviously, for it to put on the tree. And I picked these up. And so these are 35 years old from my daughter's second Christmas. And they went on the tree every single year until I'm trying to think. Well, it would have been the last time that I got a big tree, because I haven't done a big tree for a while, maybe 2019. But it's another of the Christmas memories that I can't get rid of. I will not ever get rid of those. That's my earliest independent Christmas memory, if that makes sense. I was independent and I bought these for my first Christmas tree that I owned, that wasn't owned by my parents. So Christmas tree wise, you've already seen me dragging this one out of the cupboard. This beast of a tree that I couldn't get out of the cupboard. Anyway, you've already seen this, and it literally comes like that. Nothing really, amazing to look at. It's got the stand bits for it that slot in there, and then it stands up and you pull down the branches. I'm sure you're all absolutely up to speed with how to unbox and sort out an artificial Christmas tree. I'm sure you must be, and if you're not, then it's obvious. This one's pre-lit because it was my mother's, like I said, and she went for the easy option. That's fine, that's fine. And this one, I bought this one, and it doesn't look as good as that. I bought this one when it was on special offer in Tesco. It was possibly after Christmas, but it might have been coming up to, like, really close to Christmas. This one is a 61 centimetre snow and berry tree. And like I said, it's not quite what's on the box, but it does a thing. And I have just realised on one of these trees, I think it's this one, I usually put some UV lights on, so they're purple, black light lights, and they're not in that box. So I might have to give them a miss this year because I don't know where they are. Oh well. Anyway, so it's snow and berry. It's got some pine cones, and again, saying pine cones, it's reminded me that I've got some pine cones that I wanted to. For years and years and years, I've been meaning to spray and hang up, and I never have. So, oh well. Yeah. So again, you just bend the leaves, the branches out, and then I'm going to put some lights on. And that's reminded me as well. Where is my? I've got really little baubles that go on this, and I don't know where they are. They're not in this lot. So I bet they're with the black lights. So anyway, because the dust is starting to get to me, I don't think I'm going to be able to film doing the Christmas tree today. Doing the Christmas trees today. These monsters. So, do you know what? I'll pop that in another video. So if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining in with the Vlogmas spirit. Do go and watch my sister's Vlogmas videos. She's very, very much more festive than me. The channel is Emma Lemon with 2 N's. The link will be somewhere on this screen and also in the description. So apart from that, if you've liked what you've seen, please pop a subscribe and come back again soon. Thank you so much.